Coming to you not live from the Garage of Solitude. This is the Fanboy Podcast. Hi, everybody. This is MFR, and that over there is Brett. How you doing, Brett?
It's me. I'm here
You are
again.
here. I'm here, and you're there, and together we're going to do episode 140 of the Fanboy Podcast. So, look, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, so I feel like we should just dive straight on into this week's topics. What say you, Bretterson?
Mario, let's dance.
Let's
I'm
dance. So,
got
a
my
couple
dancing
weeks
shoes
ago,
on.
dude, you're always ready to dance anyway.
I'm ready.
People don't know that about Brett, but Brett is always ready at a moment's notice to just break out into dance. It's his
Not
thing.
well, but I'll do it.
Not well. But you know what's
Not well.
going on? A couple of weeks ago on this here show, we were talking about this epic 2022 that DC was going to have. And we were raving. I'm like, look, the Batman's about to come out. And later this year, we got Black Adam and Aquaman. And what was the fourth one? Was that going to be? I don't even remember anymore. But there were all these movies. And now, guess what? DC's epic 2022 has more or less moved to 2023.
You're like just kidding.
Yeah, just so let me recap the news on that, and then we can kind of unpack that a little bit. So just to kind of recap all of the changes that just came down the pike on Wednesday, Warner Brothers has revealed that Aquaman 2 has been delayed. Okay, Aquaman 2 was once going to be coming out on in December of this year. Now it's coming out in March of 2023, March 17th to be exact. So it's interesting. It's kind of coming out like in the Batman window. So that might have to do with the fact that they just found out that there's a big audience for comic book movies at the end of March, huh? The Batman just had a crazy box office. We were going to talk about a little too. But okay, so we got Aquaman 2 coming out now in the Batman zone in March 17th of 2023. Black Adam has been pushed back from July of 2022 to October of 21. So at least it's still in this year. But now The Flash, which was going to come out in November of this year, just got moved to June 23rd of 2023. Then there's the DC League of Super Pets, which I know you've been dying for, Brett. Well, you'll be sad to find out that the DC League of Super Pets movie has been pushed back from May of 2022 to July 29th. You're going to have to wait a whopping extra 2.5 months or so.
The only reason I want to even see that is because Keanu Reeves is voicing Batman in it.
I mean, that is kind of going to be worth the
I may
price
show
of
up
admission.
just for that.
Yeah. But look, it's not all bad news, folks. DC fans, take heart. Because Shazam! Fury of the Gods, the second Shazam film, which at one point was slated to be coming out next year, actually got moved up, and it's coming out at the end of 2022. So we are going to have Shazam 2 this year as kind of a consolation, I guess, for losing The Flash and losing Aquaman 2 to 2023. But let's talk about that a little bit. So, and by the way, and I should add, it wasn't just DC projects that got the shuffle. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes of Warner Media right now, but they also moved around the Willy Wonka movie and at least one other project. So Warner Brothers just did a big reshuffling. How do you feel about that, Brett?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, The Flash, this movie, I mean, like, can it catch a break just like with all the movings and all the changing of directors and the scripts, and then
Yeah.
you finally felt like, okay, this time we have a lock. Like,
Yes.
like
Yes.
we even there's even been a little bit of footage in that, cool little DC Unite thing, and now it's like, oh, you're gonna just wait another year and a half. So that's crazy.
Yeah,
Black
just to
Adam
recap, by the way, The Flash was going to come out in February of 2018 originally.
Right.
Continue.
And then Black Adam got moved, and then Shazam gets moved up, which I don't understand what kind of alchemy they use to figure all this stuff out. It's interesting. I mean, I guess I'll bounce a question back to you, because this is obviously the thing we have to discuss, and I think the big hubbub. Does this spell doom for DC? What's going on? Is this bad news? Is it just, like you said, is it just, oh, they're just shuffling things around? Maybe they're just moving things around to make investors happy, or maybe they have a word that a new variant's coming out, so they want to shift everything back. Do they have some insider knowledge?
Yeah. Honestly, for some reason, my gut feeling when I heard about this news was that maybe they realize they have an embarrassment of riches right now. They have a lot of really big IP films coming out, and they might realize we don't need to have all of these movies come out the same year. You know what I mean? Let's spread the
Right.
wealth a little bit and let's spread these things out, because already the Batman is the biggest thing since Spider-Man No Way Home. It overperformed all its box office projections. And based on the word of mouth and some of the interesting trends throughout the weekend, where there was a lot of walk-up business, there was a lot of impulse buys for the Batman because the word of mouth was so solid. Maybe they're realizing, and trust me, it's not just because of the Batman opening
Right.
weekend, but maybe they're realizing, like, we've got this huge slate of all these massive movies and they're all going to do really well. There's no need to just blow our load in 2022. Let's spread things out. And also, the weird little hopscotch that happened with Shazam, where now it moves up 6 months. I think that speaks to how disconnected the films really are. Because think about it, Marvel probably couldn't pull that off, right? If a Marvel movie suddenly changed its sequence, it would throw off the whole whatever big story they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
But these DC movies, since they are trying to have them all exist more on their own little island, that affords them the luxury of like shifting things around, because if you move one movie, it's not going to affect what happens in the other two movies
Right.
around it. Um, but what I do like about this new Flash date, by the way, June 23rd is a pretty special date, okay? Because, well, not only is it my birthday, June 23rd, but June 23rd, 1989 is when Batman 89 came out. Tim Burton's Batman 89 with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. So how fitting is it then that June 23rd, the Flash movie will be coming out, and that's where Michael Keaton's Batman returns. So
Super cute. Super
I
cute.
think it works. I think it works. And honestly, June's always been like a Batman slot. Back when those movies were coming out, the Keaton and Kilmer and Clooney, those original run of Batman movies all came out in June. And I even think Batman Begins kept up that tradition. So
Yeah, I
it's
think you're
kind of,
right. Actually, yeah.
yeah. So even though The Flash isn't a Batman movie, but listen, there's going to be two Batmen in it. It's pretty neat that it's landing on June 23rd, and it's my birthday. And Bill from Batman on Film has already said that Batman on Film is going to be hosting their watch party for The Flash in New York City. So we're going to have to do some kind of crossover event, but
That
that's
is very
that's
cool.
in June
Yeah.
of next year. Yeah, so we have a ways to go to plan those logistics out. But yeah, there's going to be a massive watch party basically on my birthday next year for The Flash. So mark your calendars, folks. Mark
I'll
your
keep that day
calendars.
open.
You better. You had better. But so yeah, so there's been a big reshuffling of the films. So if you're waiting for Aquaman this year, you're just gonna have to wait a little longer. And Black Adam, you're gonna have to wait. Listen, we've been waiting to see Dwayne Johnson do his big Black Adam debut since like 2015 or 16. So I guess what's a few more months at this point, right?
Maybe when he said the hierarchy of power of the DCU was about to change, was he just meant that all the dates were about to get shuffled?
That's what
I
he
think
meant.
he figured
Yes.
it out. That's what he meant.
Finally, we figured it out. But